Welcome to another episode of The Pickpocket. I hope you guys had a great holiday. If you didn't have a great holiday, hey, I'm glad you're here because guess what I'm about to do for you? I'm about to try and get you paid. That's my goal. I'm trying to get you paid, man. So man, we need more subscribers, we need more likes, we need more comments. Let us know if our content's been providing you guys a lot of value because guess what? We've been using our own suggestions and we've been winning. We've been winning money. We haven't won $1 million yet, but our lineups have been winning. So I'm hoping that you guys are taking our suggestions. Don't take our suggestions lightly. Like I said, we're subscribed to NBA League Pass. We've been basketball nuts for all our lives. We watching every game. We know all the players, all the matchups, who has the best matchup, etc. So you really want to tune in to these suggestions that we're giving. But like I said, I hope you guys had a great holiday. We got a lot of great games coming on today. Also, before I forget, at some point in this video, we give you guys a late Christmas present by us providing you not one, but 2 mock lineups that you can use. Like I said before, don't use the whole lineup, but we have 2 mock lineups that you can base your lineup off of. Be sure to substitute, plug in guys where you see fit. But we have created 2 mock lineups for you guys to base your lineup off of. That's our late Christmas present to you. We usually do 1, but we did 2 today because we want to wish you a Merry Christmas and we hoping that you have a great holiday if you haven't already. We trying to boost your mood. We trying to boost your mentals. We trying to win you money, man. Man, we need more subscribers, man. Share the channel, like, comment, and share. I'm done. I ain't even gonna do no conclusion today. We about to get right into the Fanduel NBA analysis for tonight's game. So let's get right into the video. I'll see y'all in the next video. Peace. All right, so we have a lot of great games today, so we're just going to jump right into it. So we put together a great presentation for you guys. These symbols are going to be placed next to the players that you really want to pay attention to. As you can see, we have a key for you right here. This star symbol means recommended pick based on matchup. This electric bolt means recommended pick based on status of team, whether injury or players resting or COVID protocol. As you can see, this symbol right here means player to try best to avoid based on salary price, matchups, injured recently and possibly not perform well or leave the game early. And as you can see, one of my favorite symbols is this Pac-Man. I call him Little Pac-Man. Missing piece and already good roster to consider. And this circle over here means their price tag is low based on FDP output. Highly recommended. Let's get into it. As you can see, I've been preaching a lot about Sabonis, and I told you guys in the previous video how good of a player he is. I've been watching Sabonis on NBA League Pass for a while. Listen, if Sabonis plays that particular night, you need to get Sabonis. Like, the only night I may suggest not getting him is if he's going against the Lakers and he has Anthony Davis guarding him all night. And Anthony Davis is a really great defender, but even then, Sabonis gets rebounds, he passes, he's a decent scorer, he's going to rack up Fanduel points. So if you can get Sabonis, I always suggest getting Sabonis, and he's only 8,500. If you want to let's look at Drummond. Drummond is going against his old team, Detroit. So there's a potential chance he may grab 20 boards tonight with 15 points in real points as far as NBA points. As far as field goes. So I would really consider looking at Drummond. He could potentially have a breakout night tonight. So that's what we're expecting. DeMar DeRozan is a player that costs cheap, but he's going to give you a lot of Fanduel points, as you can tell by the circle symbol to your right corner next to his name. DeMar DeRozan, he's going against his old team as well, Toronto. So we expect him to have a really great night tonight. As you can see, he had 57.29 Fanduel points in his last game. DeMar DeRozan, he's probably going to have a really great night. Like I said, he's going against his old team. He's going against his old point guard and Kyle Lowry. I would really consider getting DeMar DeRozan. Vekovic, he's always a great pick. We're going to skip him. We're going to go straight to Ben Simmons and Joel Embiid. Now, this star symbol, and I'm going to go back for you. this star symbol, look at the star way to the top on your top left corner. It means recommended pick based on matchup. So now you gotta look at Joel Embiid and Ben Simmons. They are playing the New York Knicks today. The New York Knicks are atrocious. Now, here's the good thing about these two. If the Knicks somehow stay in the game, Ben Simmons and Joel Embiid are going to play majority of the game, which means more Fanduel points, right? We are expecting them to blow them out, but even if they blow them out, Joel Embiid and Ben Simmons are still going to have great stats. They're still going to rack up a lot of Fanduel points. You got Joel Embiid, who's a great rebounder. He's a great defender. He's going to get you those blocks. He's a great scorer, as many of you guys may know. He can shoot three and he can play inside. So he's always a great pickup. And you got Ben Simmons, who's going to give you those rebounds. He's going to pass, and he's possibly going to score a few field goals. So as you can see, his last game, he had 48.29. So these two guys you really want to look at, regardless if Philly blows New York out or not, they're still going to get their Fanduel points. Let's move on to the next. Bradley Beal is very important, simply because Westbrook is not playing. Bradley Beal, he was already playing well when Westbrook wasn't. So now, since Westbrook isn't playing, Bradley Beal is going to be the main guy all night. So expect a lot of field goal attempts from him. Ish Smith is going to start, so he's going to probably play a lot of minutes too. Ish Smith, he's a pass first point guard. He's a really good point guard, so expect Bradley Beal to get a lot of touches. Let's look at Devin Booker. Devin Booker is good to have in the late game. Devin Booker, as you can see, he had 30.5 in FanDuel FPPG, as you want to call it. He's going against Sacramento. Sacramento defense is not that great, so we expect Devin Booker to play really well against them. So keep an eye out on Devin Booker. And let's look at, as you can see, Donovan Mitchell. You know, he's a really great player. He has the potential to explode every night. So we're going to skip past him because you guys know what Donovan Mitchell can do. Let's look at Karl Anthony Towns. As you can see, last game, Karl Anthony Towns had 50.7 in FPPG. He's going against Utah. Now, here's the thing, because let me show you guys this symbol first. So look at Karl Anthony Towns. Look at the symbol way to the right next to his salary. Now we put that symbol there simply because, let's read the symbol. Player to try to best avoid based on salary, matchup, or injury, or injured recently and possibly not perform well or leave the game early. So let's look at Karl Anthony Towns. He's going against Utah. So we put that sign there because it's based on matchup. It's a bad matchup for Karl Anthony Towns because he has Robert Gobert on him. Whatever it is, Robert Gobert. I always butcher his name. But anyway, you guys know who I'm talking about. He's a really great defender. He's a great shot blocker. He's a great rebounder. So there's a chance that Karl Anthony Towns may not play that well. And there's a chance he can explode. This is the NBA, but you're taking a gamble. He may play well, he may not. We don't know. So that's very important. That's why, but we still got him in this hitter category because Karl Anthony Towns is Karl Anthony Towns. He can explode. But like I said, Robert Gobert is a great defender, so just keep that in mind. CJ McCollum, the good thing with CJ McCollum is that they are going against Houston. We don't know if John Wall or, honestly, I don't think John Wall or James Harden or DeMarcus Cousins, I don't think they're playing tonight anyway. So yeah, CJ McCollum could torch them. Now, the thing is, Portland is playing so bad. As you can see, before I even get into that, as you can see, he has the star next to his name. Based on the matchup, we're projecting that CJ McCollum is going to have a great night. So that's what we're hoping for. Like I said, Portland, if for some reason, the start of the season, they don't play well in general. But we expect CJ McCollum individually to have a great night. As you can see, he had 35.29 FanDuel points. But with no Harden, with no John Wall, and possibly no DeMarcus Cousins playing, CJ McCollum is going to probably have a great night. He's a great scorer, so we expect him to score a lot of points. Nobody on that team is going to stop him. These are your sleeper picks. As you can see, Malcolm Brogdon, he had 46.4 in his last game as far as FanDuel points. He's always solid. You know, he's not one of my favorite players, but he's always a solid pickup. I got to give credit where credit is due. As you can see, he has the star next to his name also, which means recommended pick based on matchup. As you can see, like I said, he's going against Chicago. Nobody on that team is going to be able to stop with Malcolm Brogdon and a lot of the team players on Indiana. They're not going to be able to stop a lot of the Indiana players. So Malcolm Brogdon, he's going to give you assists. He's going to hit threes. You know, he's going to get to the lane. He's going to get free throws. He's always a solid pick. Now, here's what I really want to talk about. Terry Rozier, he dropped 40 in real life NBA basketball points, which means, you know, it was translated to 54.59 FPPG. Now, he is a sleeper. We don't know what to expect from him. He may piggyback off that night and maybe drop another 54.59 in Fanduel points. We don't know. But he is a sleeper. He played really well his last game, as you can see, and he only cost 6,400. So if I was you, I would really look at him. Michael Conley, he's always a solid player. If you don't have a lot of Fanduel salary and Michael Conley is available, you know, he's somebody that you can depend on, experienced player. He's a great passer, he's a great shooter, and he's a great scorer. He gets in the lane and he gets to the free throw line too, so that's somebody to really consider. Let's look at DeJounte Murray. As you can see next to his salary, let's look at the symbol. I call it the Pac-Man. For you guys that don't remember, I'm going to refer back. The Pac-Man symbol means missing piece to an already good roster to consider. As we look at DeJounte Murray, he had 44.7 FPPG last game. DeJounte Murray, he was able to snag a lot of rebounds. No, I'm sorry, he had a lot of assists. I believe he had like 9 assists. I think he had like 20 something points, and he had a few rebounds. He played really well. He had a couple steals too, if I'm not mistaken, and he only costs 6,900. If I were you, I would take advantage and get him in one of your lineups. If you're playing more than one lineup, I would make sure to get DeJounte, because he doesn't have to score to have decent Fanduel numbers, FPPG as well. So I would really consider him. You got Fred VanVleet, who's always solid. He's going against San Antonio. San Antonio's defense is not that great. We believe Fred VanVleet is going to have a very, very good night, and he's a sleeper. You should really consider him. Let's move on. Value picks. Picks for good FTP for value salary. Now, these are cheap players who are going to give you really, really good Fanduel FPPG points. Look at Kobe White. Kobe White, you know, he had a decent night his last night. We expect him to probably play around the same, get the same, or possibly a little more FPPG this game. That's what we're projecting. We don't know, but we're definitely going to keep our eye out on it. We got Victor Oladipo, who's one of their main guys. He had 34.79 FPPG. He's a really great player. He's still coming into his stride. We're projecting him to score around 35 to 40 FPPG. So you should really keep a lookout on him. He's going against Chicago. The defense is atrocious. So yeah, keep a lookout on him. We look at Colin Sexton, Detroit has a problem with defending guard play. And so we are really expecting Colin Sexton. As you can see, he had 34.9 his last game. We're expecting him to score around that range as far as Fanduel points. He may score 34.9 FPPG, or he may score 50 FPPG. We don't know. But he's going against Detroit. Their defense is atrocious. They don't defend point guards or guards in general very well. So keep that in mind. Derrick Rose, he's always that steady point guard. He comes off the bench for Detroit. He played really well against Minnesota. We expect him to play really well tonight. You guys all know what Derrick Rose can do. He can pass, he can score. Nobody on Cleveland is going to be able to stop him. So we expect Derrick Rose to have a great night. Derrick Rose is always a great pickup. And as you look at his salary, he's only $5,800. And like I said before, if we look at the star symbol, that's a recommended pick based on matchup. And as you can see, Derrick Rose, he's going against Cleveland. Cleveland's defense is atrocious also, so keep that in mind. Now, let's look at Buddy Hield and Devontae Graham. As you can see, the right symbol, the right blue symbol next to their salaries. Let's look at the symbol. So the right symbol to your right, the circle, their price tag is low based on FDP output and highly recommended. So we really recommend Buddy Hield. He's going against Phoenix. Phoenix defense isn't that great. Nobody's going to be able to stop Buddy Hield. He's going to chuck up a lot of threes. He's going to have, probably around this range as far as FPPG points. We expect him to have, either 30, somewhere between 30 and 40 FPPG. That's what we're expecting. Devontae Graham, I believe he had like a double-double last game. I believe he had 10 points and 10 assists. And a few other stats, which resulted in 26.6 FPPG. Devontae Graham, he's a great player. He's going against OKC. He has the potential to go nuts. They don't really have a lot of, they're young over there in OKC. Their defense is okay. So Devontae Graham, he's a good pick. If you look at his salary, he's fairly cheap, and that's what we really want you to. That's why we're really recommending him. He's very cheap. So if I were you and you were running out of Fanduel salary or Fanduel money, you should really consider Buddy Hield or Devontae Graham or both. All right. Terrence Ross is also a good player. They're going against Washington. Nobody on Washington is going to be able to stop him. Like I said, Westbrook is probably Washington's best defender by far. If you look, Orlando, like I said, they're playing Washington. Terrence Ross is very streaky. It's nights like this where Terrence Ross can potentially have a great game. So keep an eye out on Terrence Ross. Steph Curry also. Steph Curry is going against New York. It may be a blowout. So Steph Curry may or may not play. Depends on what Doc Rivers does. But when I say play, I'm talking about play the full game and get a lot of minutes. If Philadelphia blows them out, he may sit the starters. Steph Curry, I believe Steph Curry is starting, if I'm not mistaken. Don't quote me on that. But Steph Curry, if he's gonna give you decent points, he only costs 4,500. So keep that in mind. He's gonna give you solid points if you're low on FanDuel salary. Aaron Gordon, he had 38.4 FPPG. As you can see, he cost 6,900. He's going against Washington today too. Nobody on that team is really going to be able to stop him. We are expecting Aaron Gordon to score around that range as far as FPPG. These two you want to look at. Christian Wood, he's going against Portland. Portland's defense is atrocious. And as you see, Christian Wood, he had the lightning bolt next to his name, which means recommended pick based on status of team. And as you can see, Christian Wood is going against Portland. Christian Wood is probably going to start if DeMarcus Cousins doesn't play, if John Wall doesn't play. But basically, if DeMarcus Cousins doesn't play, the Christian Wood is going to start, which means he's going to get a lot of minutes, which means he's going to have the opportunity to score more points. He's going to have the opportunity to grab more rebounds. He's going to have the opportunity to get more blocks, get steals, etc. Basically, he's going to have the opportunity to rack up more FPPG for you if you pick him. Blake Griffin, he's a solid pick. He only costs 6,600. Blake Griffin is always solid. He didn't really play well his previous game, 24.39, but we expect Blake to catch his stride soon. So if you can only afford Blake Griffin, he would be a good pick because he has the potentially to play really well on certain nights. He's going against Cleveland, so just keep that in mind. Carmelo, he's a great scorer. He's going against Houston. As you can see, we're the bolt next to his name. He's going against a Houston team who a lot of the players aren't playing, so Melo may potentially go nuts. It's also Melo's old team, so we're hoping Carmelo comes out a little furious, a little extra aggressive, and we're hoping Carmelo racks up some FPPG. But we'll see, But we're definitely expecting Carmelo to play well. Al Horford is always a solid player. He's with OKC now. He's pretty much one of their main guys next to Shea Alexander. As you can see, Al Horford had 29.98. It's going against Charlotte, so we expect Al Horford to score probably a little around the same FPPG. So he's always a great pickup if you can't afford anybody else. Mason Plumlee is somebody you should really consider. He's a great rebounder, great finisher around the basket. As you can see, he had 32.59 FPPG, costs only $5,900. He's always a great pickup. If you can't afford any other center, you should definitely get Mason Plumlee. Josh Jackson is somebody you should really look at. He played really well last game, surprisingly. And as you can see, his salary is $4,400, and he scored 30.2, which is amazing. So, with guys with salary this low, you don't expect them to score really in the 30s. So we're hoping that he scores something like this in FPPG this game or tonight, but we'll see. But he would definitely be a solid pickup for you. He's going against Cleveland. Cleveland's defense isn't that great, so he has the potential to play really well. All right. So mock lineup number 1. This is a lineup that you can use to your own benefit. Just don't use every player. Feel free to substitute who you want to substitute. But as you can see, we got Ben Simmons at the point guard. We have Michael Conley at the point guard. We have Derrick Rose. We have DeMar DeRozan. We have Cameron Jackson, who's a solid player for $4,500, and he scored 25.5 in FPPG last game. We have Carmelo. We have my boy Sabonis. We have Marvin Bagley, and we have Al Horford. That's a solid lineup. And my late Christmas present to you is we're gonna give you another mock lineup, man. We ain't playing around with y'all. And as you can see, before I skip, we have $300 remaining to upgrade anywhere. So, like I said, feel free to don't use the whole lineup, but use maybe 90-80% of it and fill in other players who you see fit. But here's our second mock lineup for you guys. We have Malcolm Brogdon. We have DeJounte Murray. We have Donovan Mitchell. We have CJ McCollum for that late game, which is very important to have a star in that late game to either keep your lineup steady or to prevent you from losing money. CJ McCollum, if he has a big night, he can win you more money or keep the money that you have in your bank if you're winning at that particular game. We have Michael Bridges. We have Josh Jackson. We have Christian Wood, who also plays at 10 o'clock. He's probably going to have a big night. That's what we're expecting. We have Bogdanovic, and of course we have Joel Embiid. So remember, and I'm saying this again, our mock lineups are meant to provide a base for your roster. You can fill in where you think other picks would do better. Do not copy the lineup person from person. Use 80% of it, use 90% of it. You can even use 99% of it, but don't use 100% of it. Fill in players who you see fit for your own benefit. And so far, some things we want you to remember is that, the Pickpocket, we're on a 2-night streak as far as winning earnings. We've been winning every night. Me and my team, personally, we've been putting in lineups and we've been winning money every night. We haven't won $1 million yet, but we've been winning money every night. So, it just proves that a lot of the suggestions, or majority or all the possessions that we're giving you guys, this should definitely validate it if you're not certain or if you're not confident in us yet. But you will be. I promise you will. Make sure to like, subscribe, comment your suggestions or questions, and thank you for choosing the Pickpocket DFS. We'll see you guys on the next video.